Hey, you. You're coming back to yourself. You're coming back to home. You're coming back to the person that you've been away from for so long. This message is not for everybody. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Pray about it, meditate on it, go to God first. Holy Spirit will definitely convict you during this video if this word is for you. But you have been away from yourself for so long. You've been hyper vigilant on trying to get your goals accomplished, hyper vigilant. I don't even know if hyper vigilant is a word. I've never used that word before. So let me know in the comments if you guys know what hyper vigilant is, but you've been hyper fixated on your goals, and you've lost yourself for a short period of time. You've lost yourself in the everydays and the motion and commotion of life, and you've been away from yourself for so long. You feel it internally. It's something that's been wrestling in your head. You make all these plans. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit is like, you make all these plans on a day-to-day basis about little steps just to get back to yourself, and you somehow never get back to it. Somehow you always feel away from it, and you set out the day with good intentions. I hear, like, you set out the day with good intentions, but it just doesn't go that way. You know, the burden of life weighs you down. The hustle and bustle. I keep hearing hustle and bustle, so that might be significant for somebody too. But you've been away from yourself for quite a while now, and I am happy to say that you are coming back to yourself. You are finding yourself again. You are finding yourself, and the more you start coming back to yourself, you're starting to realize and take time and really understand that you are really so different right now. It's like you spent all this time, thank you, Holy Spirit. It's like you spent all this time trying to get back to yourself to finally realize, like, you're not that person you were before you became this person you are now. So it's like one of those moments where it's like you've been trying to find yourself, and you find yourself. I see somebody looking at themselves in the mirror, and they're looking at it one way, and back to them is a whole different reflection. And that reflection that's looking back at you is so much better. So much, I just heard a glow. You just have this glow about yourself. So much more detailed and so much more fixated on the right things now. And I keep saying fixated too. So maybe that's something else. Like, maybe you've been fixated on getting to this person, so it's like you've been working so long on just this person that you stumbled up on a whole new person. Like, you just stumbled up on a whole new person. Like, and you're like, I've been chasing this person, the old me, for so long, and I'm not even that person anymore. So I see somebody coming into like a full moment of recognition. Like, wow, like, I've really came far. I've really been, working and being productive, and I've been still doing things. And yes, along the way, for a little bit of time, I've lost myself. And I keep saying a little bit of time also because I feel that significantly. Like, you haven't been away from yourself for a really long time. But it's also too like one of those things that, like, somehow you chasing this older version of yourself that you never got back to kind of kept you busy and, like, being unproductive. So it's like one of those situations where you're productive, you're doing things, you're trying to get back to this older version of yourself, because I see that significantly too. Like, someone has this old version of themselves where they keep going back to when they were super fit or when they were super aligned and things were working in their favor. You keep looking back at that, and I feel like as you look into this new reflection of yourself, you're realizing that all this time, God has something so much more better for you. God has something so much more better for you, and something so much more than what you were actually thinking up in your mind. It's like God has fixed your vision. Thank you, Holy Spirit. God has fixed your vision to no longer look back now that you see yourself as this new person. God has fixed your vision to no longer look back, but to look forward. To look forward and to, like, now you have this new fixation of not so much as looking back, but trying to be better and better and better and better, so you can get to the exact point of who you are as you look back at this new reflection of yourself, or as you look back, as you look forward to this new person that God has been molding you to be all this time. It's like your mind has been so swarmed with like trying to get back to this old version of yourself that you literally stumbled up on a whole new version of yourself that's so much more better, so much more intact, so much more depthally in tuned. Like, it's like, why were you ever even looking back at that person anyway? Like, it's like one of those moments, and these could be questions that you could be asking yourself, like, why did I get so focused on trying to go back to this version instead of just working on the version I am now and just bettering that and going on. And then I just heard too, like, you're not starting over, you're starting where you left off at. You're not starting over, you're starting back where you left at. It was something about you chasing that old. It's something about going back and chasing this old mentality, chasing this older version of yourself that kept you like in old behaviors. Old, unproductive, but productive at the same time, if that even makes sense. I don't know how to describe it with the vision I'm seeing in my head, but it was something about that kept you in old cycles, repeating yourself over and over again. So that could be significant too. Some of you may feel like you were taking all the steps or trying to take all the steps to get to this person, but it just kept not aligning. It kept not working out. Like, you kept falling short. And it's literally because it was literally God's way of like letting you know, like, stop looking back and look forward. Like, take who you are now, make that person better. Like, take the person that you're seeing now and mold this person into the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. And so it was like, it had to be you. It had to be you. It had to be you that came to this realization on your own. Like, I almost feel like God was giving you signs, like, with like not letting things work out, with not letting your plan to go back to the version of yourself. And it's like, it had to be you to see it yourself. It had to be you that went through the motions to try to explain it. Because even if somebody would have came stubborn, I just heard, so you're very stubborn. Like, it takes you numerous amount of times, like, it takes you more than an average person to really change directions. Like, someone can come to you and say something and you won't listen, or somebody can come and show you something and you're like, oh, okay. But it takes you yourself to actually go through the motions to try to figure it out, whatever it is that you need to figure out. Like, nobody can tell you. And this might be also, I just heard childhood trauma. This might be also a response to you always having to figure things out on your own. You might be a person who's always just had to figure it out on your own. Like, even when help presented itself, it was never the help that you really need. So you've just became very hyper independent. And so it's like, even when God was trying to say, hey, straighten your vision, hey, get on track, hey, stop looking back, look forward, I have something better for you. It was like, you had to go through these motions. You had to get to a point where you were literally depleted. And like, at a place of like, I seen someone just crying, like bent over crying with their hands covered. So it literally may have took you to the point where it was almost about to break you, for you to realize, like, I'm tired of looking back. I'm tired of going backwards. I'm tired of trying to get to this person that I am. You had to realize that you were never going to be that person again. Like, you were going back to this person or this time where you were like, super whatever it was, whether it was fit. I lost my train of thought, y'all. It's like that sometimes. Like, sometimes, like, Holy Spirit, it might seem like I'm saying one thought at a time, but in reality I have 10 thoughts in here and I'm trying to push them all out in alignment, if that makes sense. So I lost my track. Holy Spirit, give it back to me if it's meant to be said, but I'm gonna just keep going. But yeah, you have lost something for yourself. You have lost a part of yourself. And I said that it had to be you to figure out, like, that you kept going backwards. And it was like God was trying to make you go forward. So it was like you were stuck at this place where you were literally trying to go backwards. And like, God was like, no, this way. And you're like, no, this way. And God is like, no, that way. It's like literally a back and forth pull. And you were so exhausted from this pull. Like, I can't even put into words how exhausted you were from this constant pull. And I think you were so focused on getting back to this older version because something, thank you, Holy Spirit, because something about this older version of yourself felt right. It felt like the last time you were safe, or the last time life made sense, or the last time things aligned, or were felt like they were working in your favor. So it's like you wanted to go back to that point, and you're trying to do the things you were trying to do the things to get back to that point. But the whole time you had already mastered that person. That was an older version of yourself. God is like, you're so much more smarter now. You're so much more connected now. You're so much more better. I don't know how else to say it. You're just so much more better than that older version of yourself. God was like, I can't allow you to even look back there. I can't allow you to look back there because if you go back there, you're going back there with all the baggage. You're not just going back there with to meet this version of yourself that you thought was good. You're going back with the old baggage that I already delivered you from. Thank you, Holy Spirit. That I already delivered you from, that I already brought you out of, that I already cleaned you up. I cleaned you up. So that is significant too. You may have been in your flesh in that point in time. You may have been still felt like you were accomplishing things, but not as close to God as you are now. God was like, right now, thank you, Holy Spirit. If you would just lean if you would just lean into this new person God is, or lean forward. I just heard lean forward. Lean into it. Like if you're scared, and I feel that significantly too. Some of you are hesitant. Some of you are like, okay, well, I know that I'm growing. I know that I'm trying. I know this, but what is ahead of me? And it's like if you would just lean forward and trust the plans that God has for you right now in this season, that old version of yourself that you spent so much time to try to get back to, you will never even want to look back. It's going to be a full circle moment. The minute that you choose to lean forward, it's going to be a full circle moment where you're going to be like, why did I even chase that person? Like, what was I doing trying to get back to this version? This person I am now is so much better. I see a person coming into terms with who they are right now in this current season, especially after this video, like being so aware of who you really are. Like, do you know who you are? Like, do you know who you are? Things have been sent your way time and time again to get you distracted off this very course that you're on right now. And I've been speaking about the transformation that you've been doing mentally and within yourself, and you do get caught up. Even though you do get caught up in these moments of just being so laser focused on what's like there, like you spend these moments of being just so laser focused on just like the situation around you that it's very little time that you actually branch out. And I feel like that's where God is calling you to now. Like, branching out, stop being so in your situation that you're actually in it. Come to a place of looking at your situation from an outer perspective, looking at your situation from the outside looking in. Like, and if you were watching yourself from a place of looking outside of your situation instead of being so in it that you're consumed and nothing else matters, and I'm doing all of these things, like, look at your situation from a higher perspective outside of your situation, and look, what would you really say about yourself? Would you be happy that you were just going through the motions of day to day? Or would you be like, man, I need to start living. I need to start doing things. I need to start taking control of this person that God is trying to push me into. Because I see that significantly too. Someone running back and forth, not going anywhere, just doing it, just living life, going through the motions of day to day. And I feel like God is calling you to look at your situation from a higher perspective. Almost like for me, I'm looking at your situation from a higher perspective right now. Like I'm looking at I'm looking at you going back and forth, doing the same things every single day. And I'm like, man, I want you to live. I want you to experience life. I want you to lean it forward into this person that God is calling you to be. I want you to understand that every situation and every setback that you had to go through, it had to be you that had to go through it, because you are so different. You are so called. You are so anointed. So your path it's like almost like your situation is almost set up for you to want to just get caught up in life so you don't get caught up in your purpose. It's like your situation is made for you to get so focused on what you're doing that you don't actually realize what it is that you're doing. Thank you, Holy Spirit. It's like God is like, that is not the plans that I have for you. You're not supposed to live a regular life. Like, you're not supposed to live in this constant cycle of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're not supposed to be living in this cycle of doing the same things every day. I called you to live an abundant life. That means living. That means spreading your gifts. That means loving people. That means using what he's given you to make your life better and to live other people better. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit said you are too anointed to be in the hustle and bustle of every single day life, just doing it, going back and forth, back and forth. You are called to be experienced, and you are called to live experiences. Like, this regular life that you settled into because it was comfortable, it was convenient, it was what you thought you were supposed to do in the moment. And I feel that significantly too. You set out on this path to work this situation that you've been in, so that way it can get you to this higher place of yourself. But somewhere along the lines, you've lost yourself and you got away from yourself. This video right here is like almost like me grounding you back to your reality, grounding you back to the person that you've always been, and grounding you back to your reality. And your reality is that, like I said, you're too anointed and too special to be in this repetitive cycle of doing these things every single day. I just heard no fulfillment. So you literally may not have any fulfillment in your day-to-day life. Like, and you're finding fulfillment, the little fulfillment that you do have, it's only like God giving it to you. Like, God is like giving you fulfillment, because if he didn't give you fulfillment, you would probably not still find yourself. You will probably still not find who you were really meant to be. So it's like God giving you this fulfillment in doses, like, hey, like, there's a life that needs to be had here. Please enjoy something. And it's like his little gifts to you to like bring you back to him and to bring you back to what's supposed to be your reality, because you've drifted off for a while. And so when I started this video and I said, you're finding yourself back to you, you're finding yourself back to who you need to be. And when I first clicked on this video, my tone was very calm, because I feel like Holy Spirit wants me to understand, and also wants me to exude to you guys, that you can have a calmness about entering into this new place he's calling you to. There's a calmness that's going to meet you there. There's a calmness that you're going to know what to do. There's a calmness that I feel like Holy Spirit wanted me to exude to you in the beginning of the video, to let you know that you don't have to work in your flesh to get to this next version of yourself or to get back to you. You have to work in a place, you don't have to work in a place of trying to do something yourself. Like, it's almost one of those things that if you just, like I said, lean forward, God will do the rest. If you trust in him and stop looking back at this older version of yourself, God will do the rest. It's like, do you trust me? Do you trust him? Do you trust that what he is saying to you and what he has for you? Because that also goes hand in hand with it. It's like, stop looking back so I can push you forward type situation. And so I feel like that was why, and somewhere between this video, my voice started getting louder, because I started getting back to like how I talk, how I go. So I really feel that significantly too, because I feel like, why would Holy Spirit highlight it now that I was talking calm in the video in the beginning? So that could be very significant too. Like, you may feel like you need to do something to get to this, and God is literally like, you've been doing enough. Like, it's not that you're not productive. God is literally calling you to a place of leaning forward and stepping out. Leaning forward, stepping out. Looking at your situation, adding more fulfillment in there. He's going to do these things naturally for you. He's going to add the fulfillment. He's already been adding fulfillment, like I said, but he's going to add the fulfillment that he wants you to have. He's going to allow you to be and do the things that he's calling you to do in this season, but you have to stop looking backward. And I feel that significantly too. Like, stop looking backward, look forward, lean forward, Trust God. Trust his plan for you. Trust that he has more for you than this day to day of repeating the same scenarios the same day. I just heard. You repeat the same day every day. You repeat the same day every day. And it's like, maybe this video will make you understand that that's not the life that you're supposed to live. God has so much more for you, and I feel that in my heart space, so serious, so significantly, that God has something so special for you. And it's not anything, he's not asking you to work harder. He's not asking you to overwork and overly try to confiscate to be this version of yourself. Like, you're already that version. Just lean forward and let him guide you towards the rest of the way. So I hope this word was helpful. I do want to start giving you guys updates on like just with me and like what's going on with me, because I do talk on my live on Wednesday, which is today is Wednesday, so we will be going live tonight. So if you can watch it, probably like 9:30, I try to get on, but there will be a live tonight, so look out for that. But I do want to start like just giving you guys updates on me, and like so you guys can just feel more connected to me, the person who gives you these messages and stuff. So, just for those of you who don't know, my subscribers have been growing significantly. So my name is Tashe. I started my YouTube channel about a year. It's almost going on 2 years now, but yeah, it's been about 2 years, like a year and like 9 months, I would say. And, this whole journey has truly been a blessing. It's literally been so special and such a learning experience. Like, I've learned so much about my gifts and who I am through this YouTube channel. Like, it's truly been a blessing to me in my life. Like, and I love what I do. This is all I do. Outside of this, I am a stay-at-home mom. I have 4 children. I have a 16-year-old, 11-year-old, and a set of twins. And yeah, I'm a wife, and I am 35 years old. I am. Um, uh, it's just a joke because I actually remember my age. I never remember my age. I have to ask my husband sometimes, like, what is my age? Like, how old am I? And sometimes I'm like, I'm not that old. Like, no, because I feel so young in the spirit. I feel so like heartfelt. There are days, of course, obviously, where I feel like, whew, my body is giving 35, but then it's like other days where I'm like, I feel light on my feet. I feel young. I feel like I can do whatever. But my 16-year-old, she always keeps me young too. So she keeps me up with like, the stuff that's happening and stuff like that. Lately on my journey personally, I've been just learning how to grow with my gifts, because sometimes they can feel so overwhelming. I feel like I'm in a place where I feel like I'm coming out of a place where I was so unsure about my gifts, and like I knew I had certain spiritual gifts that God had given me, but I was unsure of them. And so I am now in a place in my life where my gifts are so like, I know that I'm gifted. I know what I bring. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm so thankful for that. But it's like been overwhelming to it nonetheless, to like take in everything. And it's like sometimes God, a lot of times, this especially within this last month or two, like God will give me something that's so deliberate or so on point, and I'm like, wow, you really already told me this. So it's like I have to realize, like, in a sense, how serious my gifts is, so that way I can help the people I'm supposed to help, and I could be of service to the people I need to be of service to, but also so I can protect myself and my family, because that sometimes the spiritual warfare is so high doing things like this, like having a ministry and like using your spiritual gifts to help people. Your spiritual attacks are so high. And so I have to remember that, and I'm learning to like understand how serious that can be, because it is very serious. And it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of mental awareness. It also takes a lot of understanding. it takes a lot of understanding, and just to understand that I can't do things a normal person would do, or I can't show up like a normal person. Like, it's like one of those situations. So I am in this place of trying to take my gifts very seriously, and like being in the right places and doing the right things. And I just don't take any of that like for granted, and I don't want to take it for granted. I've been on the other side of things, not having clarity, not having peace, not having a safe place to rest mentally. And so I don't want to sacrifice being in the world or doing fleshly things to ruin that, if that makes sense. But that's kind of where I've been at lately. Where are you guys at lately on your journey with God? Like, I want to know that in the comments. Like, let's chat about that in the comments. I would love to know where everybody else is at, and what everyone else is doing, or how they're going, or what they're learning, I should say, what they're learning through this journey of their lives. I'm so curious about that. But yeah, I just want to start connecting a little bit after the videos. I know I just give my word and then I get off, but I would love to just, share pieces of my life with you guys, and really just build some type of bond here, And if you're new here, like, chime in the comments. I want to know. I want to hear from you. What brought you to my channel? And if you made it this far in the video and you haven't subscribed, we're friends now. Like, I just introduced myself to you. Like, we're friends. You know my business. I obviously know your business. Like, subscribe. Like, we're family now. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been learning. I love all of you guys. I read all of the comments, all of them, even the ones I don't have. It's like my comments are growing so much, y'all. Like, it's like a part-time job, like, replying to every comment. But I try to do my best by getting to all of them, but I read them all. Sometimes I don't have the time to like write these lengthy messages. I might just only have time to like it and heart it, but I'm reading it. I love you guys. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you commenting. I appreciate my subscribers. I appreciate my subscribers who have been with me from the very beginning. Like, you guys literally watched me from the point earlier in my videos when I was like shaky, didn't have a voice, didn't know what was going on. God was just telling me to get on camera and just record, till now fully walking and working in my calling, and just feeling so blessed and so anointed and just so special to be able to be a vessel for God and to help people with my words. Like, I know some people might get like cocky or arrogant about that. Like, I am not that type of person. I stay with a humble spirit, like, all the time. Like, I don't never get too ahead of myself or get too caught up in like, oh, like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, oh yeah, like, I don't need to respond to like, I would never get there. I would never be that person. God can give me $1 million tomorrow and I'm just going to still be making videos, because I truly love, like, what I do. I love helping people. If I'm not helping people, like, I don't feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing on a day-to-day basis. So, and I think God knew that. That's why he told me to start my YouTube channel. So I appreciate all of you guys, from new to old. You guys hold a very special place in my heart. And yeah, let's chat in the comments. Let me know what God is doing for you in this season of your life. And also let me know who this word was for. I want to know who this word was for, and if it resonated with you any. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.